Alrighty, good morning ladies and gentlemen, this is Harry Muppet. Welcome back to another Starcraft 2 Daily Masters. It's actually the, forgot to get rid of that. It's the first time I've actually cast a game in about 2 weeks. Couple of reasons for that. First of all, I've been on work trip. I was on a work trip last week and I'm going to be on a work trip next week, which is going to suck. Yeah, I hate going on work trips. It's just so annoying. And of course it knocks out my Starcraft 2 schedule. So that's one reason. I was doing 3 games a day over and over and over. So I had a lot of games in advance, which was lucky because yeah, it's been a bit crazy recently. So I got the work trip, which of course screwed me over. And also the bug, which got introduced into Starcraft 2, which made it impossible to load old replays, means that even last week I was on the work trip, the week before I was planning on casting the full week, but I only managed to cast up to the Tuesday because then they introduced the bug and I couldn't cast anymore. So I'm actually, because I've got a work trip next week at all, I've only got games cast till halfway through that week. So I was really worried when I came back this weekend that if they hadn't fixed the bug, I was going to have to pull something out of my ass to make up the last few days of next week, which was not going to be Daily Masters, was going to have to be something else because I just couldn't cast the replays. But luckily they have fixed the bug, and so right now I'm in between work travel weeks, and casting a few games. So yeah, it's going to be awesome. But my whole beautiful Daily Masters lead time, which was like 2 weeks ahead, is now basically nothing, which is unfortunate, but that's what happens when work sends you on travel. So yeah, let's start checking out the game. Let's introduce the players first of all. So down the bottom left side of the map, it is Mr. Shine. He is 23 years of age from South Korea, plays for the Samsung Galaxy team, which is very awesome. Actually, it was quite painful finding this guy because there's 2 Zerg players called Shine, and this guy doesn't have a team, so I had to look right into the description and see which one of them actually played in the GSL Season 2, and it turns out it was that one, so I'm pretty sure I got it correct, but who knows. And his opponent, Mr. Panic, is 19 years of age from South Korea, plays for the Star Tail team. So this is, of course, the Protoss player up the top right side of the map, who looks like he is going for an expansion, walling it off here, getting some stalkers and getting a robotics facility. I just feel so out of it. I was working yesterday and I flew down yesterday evening and came back down and I was just like, oh god. And this is Saturday, so tomorrow afternoon, Sunday, I have to fly back out there. So it's just like, kill me. Yeah. It sucks. Anyway, enough complaining. Let's talk about this game so far. So we do have a couple of nice defenses here from Mr. Shine. We do have a Roach Warren coming out, as well as a Lair. So it may be a little bit of a stopgap towards Muta Ling play. We don't have any Evo chambers yet, so we cannot see what he's actually researching, but I'm sure they will be coming up very, very soon. And yes, I mean, definitely a whole mix of different types of units. Like you get some roaches, you get some hydras, you get some lings, and then you get some heavier tech like infestors, maybe mutas as well. Just a whole eclectic mix is not a bad idea versus a Protoss player, simply because they've got so many versatile units. Like they got Zealots, which counter a whole bunch of stuff. They got Stalkers, which counter a whole bunch of stuff. They got Colossus, which counter a whole bunch of stuff. So you can't just say, I'm going to go Roach Hydra or I'm going to go Mutaling, because chances are they'll just counter you pretty easily. So yeah, and a nice eclectic mix does sort of, change it around a little bit. But we've got a nice little force coming up here. 4 Zealots and a Stalker are going to try and push in here. Mr. Shine is building roaches at the moment. He currently has 5 with 8 more on the way, which should be enough to see these guys off. Zealots not terribly effective versus roaches, but we do have 6 more Zealots coming in here, and yeah, Zealot legs nowhere near, so the roaches should still be fairly viable against the Zealots, and we will see what's going to happen here. He is going to be dropping down an Immortal there, brought them all the way from back in the base, and that is going to be pretty huge. Those 2 Immortals are going to make life hell for Mr. Shine here. So we'll see how he does there. Easily taking out the Spine Crawler. The Zealots slowly being taken down, but the Roaches, far from being in a orderly withdrawn kite sort of situation, are running for their lives to stay out of range of the Immortal. And yes, the Immortal is the big bad guy in the field right now. Roaches are coming out from the bases, but the Zealots are just such a pain in the ass to get by. They don't even have armor yet, and they're still soaking up so much damage. And the Immortals, meanwhile, doing such a great job. Roaches coming in from the backside, but Zealots being reinforced in are going to be able to hold those off. And the Roaches just almost managing to destroy the Immortal. One Immortal almost dead. The Worker's actually going for it. Not a bad idea, but it lifts it up and drops it back down to sort of knock off the attacking sort of micro. And the Immortals have gone, left the Zealots to fend for themselves, and the Zealots are going to go down, but damn, that was close, and Shine absolutely had to throw everything he had in that battle to sort of hold on. But he's still going strong. Didn't lose any workers. No, he actually did lose a ton of workers there, but must have had a ton of workers already. Must have been up to around the 50 mark, because he's still at 40 workers. 41 over 32, and Panic must have put a lot into that, because usually you'd expect his working count to be a little bit higher. So I have a feeling he sacrificed a lot of his worker production to really push as much as he could into that battle. And now he's got Roaches coming to his front door. He does not have a lot, a Stalker and an Immortal, and I would not be surprised if that Immortal is one of the ones which is barely alive at the moment. No, it is a brand new one. Okay, so that's good. And the Roaches coming in managed to snipe a pylon, but they're not going to be happy to go in here. They're looking fairly winded, fairly all over the place in terms of their health, and running into an Immortal is not going to be a good idea. I don't see them doing any more damage here. So anyway, that's going to be good enough for Shine to be getting a third base, maybe a fourth base, although that might be pushing it. He's got the minerals, so just put it down and just leave it. I'd say it's not a bad idea. And Panic going for Mass Stalkers, not nearly as many Zealots, just going Mass Stalker, and that's definitely going to give him the DPS, but yeah, it's going to be crazy when Hydras start coming out. All Swarm Hosts are coming out. Swarm Hosts pretty good as well. Not as much of a straight up own everything counter as the Hydras would be against this Protoss army, but still, Swarm Hosts are one of the most annoying. The hell? Okay. Alright, looks like we got a dud game here. Mr. Panic given the GG. Yeah. So that's unfortunate. Whatever. You know what? There's some other games between these guys, so I think what we'll do is we'll go ahead, and right now we'll just go ahead and cast one of those games. Panic and Shine. See how it goes, because I got no idea why he left. And this game isn't long enough to just play it. So I'm going to grab one of the other games. Stay tuned in just a sec. Alrighty, so this is game number 2 between Panic and Shine, or game number 1, depending on how you want to look at it. They actually played this game first. Second game, I went back and I looked at my video, I looked back at the replay. I still could not figure out why Panic gave the GG there. I don't know, maybe he saw the Swarm Host and he's just like, this bullshit again. Screw this, I'm out of here. So yeah. Well, anyway, let's go checking out this game. It is, of course, Shine versus Panic, as we know. And let me highlight my other thing just so I can make sure that my voice is still coming through. It's got this little line thing on XSplit, which sort of bounces up and down as my voice comes out. So I like to look at that just to make sure that it is actually picking up my voice and not just ignoring me, because sometimes, occasionally, I have some sort of application problem or USB problem and it doesn't actually pick up my voice. It hasn't happened for like a few months, but I'm just paranoid about that sort of stuff. So yeah, it's nice to be able to see it on my third monitor. I have 3 monitors on my computer setup. It's absolutely awesome. So I've got, in the center one, I've got Starcraft 2. On the left hand side, I've got XSplit, which is showing Starcraft 2 being recorded and a whole bunch of other settings. And my push to talk application, so when I push down on the foot pedal, it actually mutes it. And yeah, on the third monitor, or on the second monitor, depending on how you want to look at it, on the monitor on the right, I've got Liquipedia open with all the details of the players. So yeah, I've got everything going on to casting. And I remember when I was doing it with like 2 monitors, I couldn't see XSplit while I was casting because I had to have Liquipedia open. Yeah, it wasn't as good. I don't think I can get 4 monitors though, because I wouldn't know where to put them. Because you got the middle one, and then you got the 2 off to the edges, and a 4th monitor, you're gonna hurt your neck trying to see it, unless you somehow have a sort of, your main monitor is down low a bit, and then you got a 4th monitor on top of it. Like you have like a 6 monitor rectangle sort of deal going on, and you only have to look up and down a little bit. But that's pretty crazy. And I don't think I'm quite that crazy to need that many. I mean, 3 usually takes care of me for most things, so yeah. But, oh man, I actually got 4 monitors on my work computer. It's just like 4 all in a line. It's absolutely fantastic. Because with work, sometimes you need to be doing like 4 or 5 different things at a time. So it's easy just to swivel around in your chair and look at this one, look at this one. It's almost like having 2 different computers with 2 monitors on each one, so it's very versatile. But on the home computing, you don't really need to multitask as much as you do on work. So yeah, looks like Panic is getting a little bit owned here. He hasn't got too much. He's getting out an Immortal, no doubt. That thing is being chrono boosted, but the Lings have made it through. The Nexus overcharge is going to wipe out a lot of those Lings. And yeah, the Roaches having managed to get up there, the Workers are having a go at them. And the Immortal has come out. But the Ling's going straight for the Immortal. Oh, this is not good for Mr. Panic, man. If he loses this Immortal, that is going to be bad news as well. And the Immortal is just taken out the Lings, not the Roaches. And there we go. The Roaches eventually are going to go down. But those Lings streaming in surrounding the Immortal, definitely not part of the plan. 18 probes have been lost so far, which is a phenomenal amount so far. So he's down to 23 under 14 or whatever it is. The Ling is still going nuts, just trying to stay out of range of the Nexus, but the Nexus overcharge has finished. Not enough energy to re-put it up, and this Nexus may indeed die before he overcharges it again. But managing to keep him out. He's going to keep attacking here, but the energy is going up. He needs to make sure he takes this out ASAP. Otherwise, he's going to Nexus overcharge it again and just go absolutely nuts. That's too crazy of a weapon to just leave around there. And it looks like it's going to be overcharged here. There we go. There's the Nexus overcharge, but Ling's continuing to stream in to replace the ones that are getting taken out. And the Nexus is going to go down. Oh, the probes are actually moving out to sort of defend, and that is a major mistake right there because the Ling's just having their way with the probes, and the probes actually trying to block the gap here, doing a fairly decent job. But during all this shine, you can see he is getting more workers out. He is getting a hatchery out, so he's looking very, very good. And there we go, Panic giving the GG right there. He had absolutely nothing left in terms of units. Only 4 workers left, and Shine was managing to macro up at the same time. So beautiful, beautiful play from Mr. Shine there, keeping the pressure on. And yeah, he did a great job. Yeah, really, really great job. I mean, the early Roaches just followed up with continuous streams of Lings, and Panic did the best he could, but in the end just wasn't enough. So there we go, game done. Thank you very much for watching. I will catch you guys tomorrow with another game, so stay tuned for that.